Hello, I'm Lily and this is Lily and the Bee. June the 26th, which means it's day 26 of my June vlogs. Can you believe it's nearly the end of June and it only feels about the start of May because it's, well, in the UK anyway, it's only just sunny. It's lovely and sunny again today, so I've actually got my crochet out to do in the garden later. I haven't crocheted anything for absolutely ages, apart from I made this little mouse outfit, little dress. So I've done little bits and pieces and little bags and things for my animal friends, but I haven't crocheted anything big. So I'm going to work on this in the garden. Like I said, I haven't crocheted anything for absolutely ages, and that's in my little bag that I made with a little embroidery on the front and Liberty. I've used this for loads. I'm sure you've seen this fabric loads because I've used it for loads and loads of things. I bought a big, normally I just get a little fat, because it's quite expensive, Liberty fabric, so I just get a fat quarter and make one bag with it, or I think that's normally it. But this was a bit of a bargain, so I bought absolutely loads of it. I say absolutely loads, I think it was a metre. So I'm going to be working on that in the garden later. I'm going to be sewing indoors as well because I'm a bit overwhelmed because I've got too much stuff I'm in the process of making. So I started these bags, not years ago, but ages ago. I might have even been before the June vlogs. So I must finish these because they're bothering me that I haven't finished them and they're taking up space over here. So I'm going to get those finished, or hopefully finished, but they might take all day. But that's going to be top of my list of things to do. Because I said I've got projects everywhere. This is another one that I'm going to be starting soon. I might not do it today, but I've got it ready, so when I'm in the mood for embroidery, it's there. So I've cut out this from the vintage magazine. I've cut out that transfer. This printed as easy as anything, but all I did was I actually ironed on the paper, so you can see how that's come out. Hopefully it'll come out on the camera. Beautiful, isn't it? It's clear as anything for me to stitch. I just put it on there and I ironed on the paper. When I did it the first time, I put a cloth on top thinking it might burn, but that I could feel it sticking. It's brilliant. So I now know I can use all those embroidery transfers if I want to. And wouldn't it, I don't know what I'm going to make with this, but wouldn't that be wonderful on a quilt to make squares or shape and put all the beachy ones? That would be amazing. So maybe that's a future project for me to do, but I've just got that little one to start for the time being. And I'm going, what have I got anything? Oh, I want to make this as well. This is sitting here and I want to quilt it. It's teasing me. It's going, quilt me, because I know how lovely it's going to look. So, and I'm going to make one of those bags out of it. I don't think I'm going to add that embroidery on, like I said I was going to, because I can't wash it. If I wash it, the embroidery print will come off. So I'm going to make something else with that. I'm going to leave that for the time being. But I'm definitely going to make a bag with this kind of shape, like the one I made for my nanny, and I'm going to quilt all that as well. So I will start that if I get time. I haven't made any bags for ages, so I do want to make some. So that's going to be my crafting today, and I think I feel like quite happy when they're done, because you know when you've got craft projects, you want to finish them, but you keep putting them off. Well, I think, and then when you've done them, you feel quite, oh, I'm glad that's done. So I think that's going to be the situation with the bags, and then I can put them on my shop then, in my shop even. And my hair's wet. I washed my hair and it's nearly drying now. So if it looks a bit greasy, it's not greasy, it's because it's a bit wet, and I have to tie it up because it goes into an 80s curly Kate Bush hair if I don't tame it down when I've washed it. It's not like thick and frizzy, it's fine and fluffy and just has a mind of its own. You should see me when I come back from the beach sometimes. It's all over the place. Should we talk a little bit about the bunny giveaway? All right then. So firstly, thank you for all the comments. I think so far today I've had 71, which is a lot, but that's fine. I don't know if I can have to write them all out and cut them out and put them in a hat, but I'm happy to do that. One of Neil's hats. He's got an abundance of caps that we can put all the names in, and he's going to pull the name out on Saturday. Closing date is Friday, 12 o'clock. And I've read every single comment. I haven't liked them or responded because then they disappear from my space on YouTube where I look at the comments. I'll have to then find the video and it'll be way more complicated. So because I haven't hearted them or commented, I'm not ignoring you, but I've seen them all. and they've made me smile so much. I think because you're all creative people who watch me, the answers, the comments are really creative, and I've just been laughing so much. Readers, if you haven't, honestly, go back and read some of them if you haven't already, because they are, if you've got time, they're brilliant. Some of them made me feel a bit sad, and I thought, oh, that person really deserves it, or they've just made me laugh, or they've just got some silly ones, some funny ones, and about being a girlfriend for other people's animals they've got, and just and traveling all the way to Australia and things. So they've been brilliant, really, really good. So thank you for that, and I'm really excited to see who wins. I hope no one's not sad if they don't win, because I'm a bit sensitive. Now I feel worried about all the people who won't win. But I still think it's a chance of winning, isn't it? And I still think it's a lovely thing to do. And I touched on it a little bit in my other video, but and people sort of said, a few people commented and said, let me have some of my tea. How generous it was. But for me, I've got so much from YouTube, and I don't want to be all gushing over the top about it, but I've really got much more than just confidence. So for me, that's something I can give back. Then that's nothing, because what I've got from it is priceless. And I know it does sound a bit over the top. If anybody who doesn't watch more, they're suddenly tuning and think, oh, it's a bit over the top. It honestly isn't. And people outside of this who don't necessarily know I'm doing this have noticed a change in me as well. So, and I think I've just embraced the fact that I make things, and that's okay, and that's a good thing. It's, it feels a bit, if you just kind of make things, sometimes people are like a bit, oh, what, you just make things? Why do you? It's not like painting, is it, or drawing, or I think if you're just making things out of fabric, I think, or sewing, or even crocheting, I don't think necessarily it's a skill that's appreciated, especially in the working world. So I feel like I'm proud to be a maker, and I feel like I've reached my full potential now, which I never had before. I've always felt like I'm always striving to do something else, or to do something different, or to learn new things. But now I'm really settled, and I'm just like, yeah, this is what I do. Happy with my day job, can do that, fit all my crafting and YouTube around that as well. It all works nicely. I wouldn't want the financial worry of having like a YouTube or a sewing business as my main income, because that would stress me out no end. So I work, I've got my income from that, which is salary guaranteed, and then I can do little bits and pieces on YouTube, sell a few bags and have bits and pieces as well, just to bring some money back in, to put back into the channel and the things I'm making, and it's working really well at the moment. So yeah, really enjoying it. So I am now going to start these bags. I think, have I got anything else to tell you? I'm just going to start on the bags. I'll pop in and have a chat again later. I might even have a finished bag to show you, or I might end up doing something a bit. I might walk into the garden, start weeding, and I've cut down a hedge or something. I don't know. Sometimes that stuff happens. Anyway, I'll see you in a little while. Bye. Hello. I am now about to sew a button on one of my bags that I've finished. I haven't finished, getting there. And I've realised, I know why I feel overwhelmed. I'll start all the bags, and then I'll start about 5 or 6, sometimes just 4, but then I will batch make them, because I presume that's what you're kind of supposed to do. But I just prefer to make one at a time, and I think because I like this one, I'm putting a little button on. So I've chosen this colour thread, which is exactly the same colour as the Liberty lining, so that goes on like that. That's going to be up there. This is going to be the same as the one I've made my nanny, the same kind of style. So it's drawstring, but it's just like a zippered pouch, but it's drawstring. So I'm going to put the little flower on, a little flower button, which I found. I was looking through all my buttons. I've got loads of buttons. I've got a tin of my favourite ones, jar even, and I've got a jar of kind of middle ones, a lot of wooden ones that I use when I made the cushions, and a few kind of nice ones. And this one, which I need to sort through really, I got from the charity shop, and there's not that many nice ones I'm probably going to use in there. So I think I might sort through them, take out the nice ones, and then send them back to the charity shop. And someone, I mean, if you're making like a little cardigan for a little girl or something, or a cardigan for a granddad, because there's lots of granddad buttons in there, they'd be perfect, but not really for me. I use them for decorating the things I've made. They're not ideal really. So I'm just going to sew this little button on. So yeah, I think I'm just going to not put pressure on myself to make or you've got to batch make them, like just make one at a time and that's fine, and get it done and enjoy it, because I do like making them, but I think when I start to not enjoy it, it is when I'm making too many all at the same time. So made a decision there, so that's good. So I'm now going to stitch this on, box the corners, stitch all the way around there, thread some cord through, choose some beads. Will it have beads? I think it'll have beads, I'm not sure. See if beads look nice, and then that will be done, and then I can start on the next one. And then I have had a bit of a naughty idea. When I was looking for fabric, I wasn't looking for fabric, I was looking for the buttons. I found this again, and I made, this is one of the skirts that I'm not going to wear, but I found it at the vintage set. It's a bit big for me and it's too frilly. But how cool would that be made into a bag? So I'm thinking I'm going to make that into a bag, and I've got loads of this to use as lining, and don't the colours look nice together? They're really creasy, ignore the creases. I've washed them. So yeah, I think I might make them. I don't know if they'll be today or not, but I've hand washed it, but I don't think I've rinsed the washing powder out very well. So yes, I don't know when that will be. It might be today, it depends. I'll finish this bag first, then decide. Hello everybody. You'll be pleased to know the bag making half-made pile has gone down slightly, because I've finished one and I'm just threading that one. I'll show you this one first. This is do you remember the bird fabric, Liberty Bird fabric, and I really like this design of bag. They stand like that, and they stand, it's hard for me to show you in a picture, but they stand open. So you put them, can I put one behind me? They stand it on there. It just stands nice and open, so I'm quite pleased with those. I think I'll make some more, but not yet. Finish the ones I've started making. So I've got that one, and I'm halfway through threading this one, which is these inside, and I'm going to just thread the cord through and choose some beads to put inside. But I thought I will do that while I'm talking to you. So I think that's my sewing done for today, because literally I make such a mess when I sew. There's stuff absolutely everywhere. I don't know how I managed to make so much mess. That's why another reason why I don't video myself making things that much, because my house does not look neat. There's piles of stuff everywhere, and I've just all has different places to live when I've finished with it. It's got to go, some go upstairs, some go in as a nice box I've got down there, and it's all over the place. So anyway, I'm not sure how much I'm going to record today. I'm now going to have because I haven't really relaxed. I've mostly been sewing, so I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee, and I'm going to sit in the garden with my crochet and maybe have a cake or something nice as a little treat in the garden. I've done that one, now I've got to find the other one, but because I'm going to say, because there's so much mess everywhere, I can't see, but I have found it now. I've got another hour and a half before Neil comes home. I've made him some bread rolls. They're rising in the kitchen. Made them quite early this morning. So he's going to have them with a ploughman's lunch, but for tea. And I don't normally have the bread rolls because I had a sandwich for my lunch. So I'm probably going to have pasta salad or something like that. I'll make something like that, I think. And it's so hot. It's lovely, but it's hot. So I'm kind of glad I've been doing things indoors, because if I'd have been outside all day, I'd have got all hot and bothered, I think. But because I'm indoors and it's quite cool in this downstairs area of our house, so I think I'll be okay. In the downstairs area, just downstairs. I suppose the kitchen's a bit warmer, but this room is quite cool, even when it's hot outside. So I've nearly finished this. A little bit of threading through. So now I've only got one other half-made bag to finish, and it's worked well making one at a time, because I did completely finish this one before finishing this one. So that's how I'm going to work from now on. Only make one at a time, so you don't get overwhelmed and then not finish them, you know. So let's find some beads. What else have I got to tell you? I don't think I have. Which beads do we want? I'm running low on beads. I might have to buy some more. I think maybe those ones. dark ones. And they match. So we'll put those on. I hope you've been enjoying the sun. Do you craft outside? Or is it too hot? I think if you crochet outside, it's kind of nice for a little while, but then it does get a bit hot, doesn't it, on your legs, depending on what you're making. If you're doing a little amigurumi or something, or you can sew outside. But someone asked me at work yesterday, she said, what are you doing tomorrow on your day off? And I said, oh, I expect I'll just sew all day. And she said, oh, do you have your sewing machine outside? And I said, oh no, I hadn't really thought of that, to be honest, but I think it'd be quite difficult to put it outside, and then I don't know whether anyone actually does sew outside. But I think if it was all set up, it would be nice, but I don't think I'd want to put it all outside and then bring it all in again and everything, unless I had a massive house with a big conservatory or something. It was all easy to take it in and out. I don't think so. I don't think that's for me. I think I'll continue sewing indoors. So I've just got to knot that one. Make sure that's at the right place. Then I can knot it in there and then tie it, and I'll do the same with the other side. And tomorrow I'm at work all day, but Neil's got on late, so I'll have a couple of hours to myself after work. So I might, this one's got a little, sometimes these don't have a big enough hole. I'm just going to poke a pen in there. No, it doesn't have a big enough hole. So I'll have a couple of hours. So there's a small chance I might record something. I'm working from home, so I can kind of do stuff in my lunch break, but I don't know. I've also got quite a lot to do in the garden as well, so I might do that. You know I don't really plan, don't you? Right, I've nearly finished this one. Let me just pull that through. Right, yeah, there we've got 2 there now. So isn't it nice when you make something and you just keep looking at it, you think it's so pretty, all the colour fabric's all pretty and nice, and yeah, they look scratchy. I'm going to cut those ends off. I'm going to tie a knot there, cut them off, and then we have 2 Wednesday day off bags that I've made. So feeling glad. I feel good. I've made it. I've only got 1 left. That's feeling happy about that. So I might record a little bit in the garden for you next, and then I might pop and say goodbye later on. I'm not sure. I'll leave it open, but I'll see you now. I might see you later. I might not, but bye. I can't talk at the end. I might be back later, but I might film a little bit in the garden as well first, but I'm going to say bye for now. Emptying the bin.